reported speech to tell someone what another person said. And when we use reported speech, we change the tense of the direct speech when we speak in reported speech. Let's have a look at some examples. If we hear some direct speech in present simple, for example, I want to work abroad. When we report the speech, we change it to past simple. He said he wanted to work abroad. If we hear the direct speech in present continuous, I'm teaching English in Istanbul. We report it in past continuous. She said she was teaching English in Istanbul. If the direct speech is in present perfect, I've been to Australia, we change this to past perfect. She said she had been to Australia. And if the direct speech is in past simple, we also change it to past perfect like present perfect. I met a girl. He said that he had met a girl. Let's look at some other tenses. When we use will in the direct speech, this also changes in the reported speech to would. I'll be back in May changes to she said she would be back in May. Can changes to could. I can help you. He said that he could help me. And is are going to changes to was were going to. I'm going to start a business. He told me he was going to start a business. Must changes to had to. You must finish the report by tomorrow. In reported speech would be, she told me I had to finish the report by the next day. Now you will have noticed that in reported speech we use say and tell. In the past we used said or told in reported speech, but they are used differently. You can't use said with an object or pronoun. We say, he said that he loved her, not he said her that he loved her. This is not correct. No object. But on the other hand, if you use told, you must use an object with this. He told her that he loved her, not he told that he loved her. This is a common mistake in English, and one that continues into advanced levels of English, so you need to nip it in the bud before it becomes a habit. Note that that is optional after say and tell. We actually don't need it. He said he loved her, or he told her he loved her is also possible. Pronouns. In reported speech, sometimes we need to change the pronoun. If we hear, I don't like living here, which Jim says, Jim is referring to himself with I. But when we report it, we have to change it to he, because it is not Jim making the reported speech. We are talking about Jim. Similarly, if someone says, I like this car, we're going to change the pronoun when we report it to he. Another thing that may need to change when you report something is the place or the time. For example, if somebody says, I went to Tokyo last week, in reported speech, you need to change the time to the week before. She said that she'd been to Tokyo the week before. Or, if we're talking about a place, if somebody says it's sunny over here, they're not in the same place as you, So when you report it, you need to use there. She said it was sunny over there. If we report something which is still true or generally true, it's not necessary to change the verb. For example, if somebody says, my car is bigger than yours, this is a fact, this is still true, so we can change the verb, but it's not necessary. He said his car is bigger than mine or was bigger than mine. Smoking is bad for you. Everybody knows this is true, and it continues to be true. So we don't need to change the verb when we report it, but we can if we want to. When we're reporting about past tenses, and we are seeing the events from the same viewpoint as the original speaker, we do not need to change the tense either. For example, maybe on the radio, you hear the earthquake happened at 7:30. So when you report it, the radio said that the earthquake happened. It's not necessary to change because it's still true. Or, the bomb exploded in the middle of a market. They said that the bomb exploded in the middle of the market. We don't need to change the verb. Another thing with reported speech is modal verbs. Could, might, would, should, ought, and had better usually do not change in reported speech, so that makes it easy. If somebody says, I should go to the dentist, the reported speech stays the same. He said that he should go to the dentist. If the direct speech is, I might go away for the weekend, in the reported speech, it remains the same. She said she might go away for the weekend. So reporting in modal verbs is easy. Now we're reporting questions. When we report questions, the subject comes before the verb, and we don't use do or did. We can use ask or want to know instead of say and tell. Let's have a look at some examples. Where are you going? Is the verb and the subject. He asked me where I was going. Subject, verb. Is he coming to the cafe? She wanted to know if he was coming to the cafe. Direct speech, what do you want? She asked me what he wanted. Notice, we don't say, she asked me what did he want. No auxiliaries, we just change it to subject and verb. If there is no question word in the direct speech, like this one, we use if. So here, we start with the auxiliary. In the middle of the reported speech, we use if instead of a question word. A different kind of reporting again is reporting requests and imperatives. This is an easier way of reporting. When we report requests and imperatives, we use ask or tell plus object plus infinitive with to, which makes it a lot easier. Let's have a look at some examples. Look at this imperative. Meet me in Ankara. He asked me to meet him in Ankara. Very simple. Another imperative. Don't tell anyone my secret. She told him not to tell anyone her secret. Another imperative. Turn off your mobiles. He told us to turn off our mobiles, or to turn our mobiles off. So this is an easier way to report. Okay, we're just going to look at some direct speech and reported speech examples from what we've learned so far. If somebody says, I don't feel well, this is going to be reported. Jim said that he didn't feel well. Present simple, past simple. I can't drive. Changes to, he said he couldn't drive. My parents have gone on holiday. He said that his parents had gone on holiday. Now this one, a little bit more tricky. It's got 3 different verbs in it. I'm going out now, so you will have to wait until I get back. All of these need to be changed 1 tense back. He said that he was going out, so I would have to wait until he got back. Remember to change all the verbs in the sentence. Right, now it's not just say and tell and ask that we use to report with. There are lots of different types of verbs to report speech with. But after each verb there is a different grammar structure. Unfortunately, you just have to learn them. There is no rule. Invite, remind, warn and order are all followed by an object and an infinitive with to. Let's look at some examples. Would you like to go out for dinner next week? He invited her to go out for dinner next week. Don't forget to lock the door. Sam reminded his flatmate to lock the door. Don't talk to strangers. She warned him not to talk to strangers. Go straight to bed. She ordered him to go straight to bed. Right, there's more. Let's have a look at some more. Offer, refuse, promise, agree, threaten, decide and demand are just followed by an infinitive with to. I'll cook the dinner if you like. She offered to cook the dinner. I will not give you a pay rise. He refused to give her a pay rise. I won't tell anyone. He promised not to tell anyone. Okay, let's go to the cinema then. She agreed to go to the cinema. If you tell the police, I'll kill you. He threatened to kill him. I'm going to study law. She decided to study law. Show me your ID. He demanded to see her ID. Then we have admit, suggest, deny, and recommend, followed by verb plus ing. It was me who ate all the biscuits. She admitted eating all the biscuits. Why don't we go out for lunch? She suggested going out for lunch. I didn't break the vase. He denied breaking the vase. You should go to the brasserie for dinner. She recommended going to the brasserie for dinner. And then we have apologise, insist, and object that are followed by a preposition and a gerund. I'm sorry I upset you. She apologised for upsetting her. I must have the most expensive champagne. He insisted on having the most expensive champagne. I don't like having pets inside the house. He objected to having pets inside the house. Accuse, blame, congratulate and suspect are all followed by an object with a preposition and a gerund. You are a thief. She accused him of being. So we have an object, a preposition and a gerund. It's your fault that we ran out of petrol. He blamed her for running out of petrol. Congratulations on your marriage. He congratulated them on getting married. I think she stole the diamond. He suspected her of stealing the diamond. Now there's some reporting verbs that have more than one verb pattern. And for example, after say, tell, promise, agree, admit and suggest, we can also use that plus a clause. And here are a couple of examples. He promised that he wouldn't tell anyone. He admitted that he had eaten all the biscuits. So there are a lot of reporting verbs